What up, this is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment, and here's my review of The Craft Legacy. Hey, before you watch my review, please subscribe to my channel, press that like button, and ring that bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. And if you would like to help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. That's patreon.com/ramascreen. Let's rock this. Wow, it's been almost 25 years now since the first movie or something like that? I was never really good at math. But my God, took them long enough. To be fair, The Craft Legacy is not a straight up sequel. The story doesn't pick up right exactly where The Craft left off. And honestly, you don't necessarily have to have seen the previous installment in order to enjoy this one. There is, however, an aspect that connects both of them, which I won't reveal here, but it's not really imperative to this film's entire arc. Now, with that said, The Craft Legacy, though, tries to tackle issues such as bullying and homophobia and female empowerment. This film, unfortunately, is very milquetoast in its approach. It behaves like a movie that's too concerned with getting an acceptable MPAA rating. For a movie about witches, The Craft Legacy lacks teeth and claws and anything close to being bold. Hell, even the villain is weak as shit. I may be an old man, but I think young adults who are this film's demographics deserve a little more sophistication than what this film has to offer. Written and directed by Zoe Lister-Jones, The Craft Legacy is Blumhouse's continuation of the 1996 cult hit The Craft, an eclectic foursome of aspiring teenage witches who get more than they bargained for as they lean into their newfound powers. A group of high school students form a coven of witches, starring Kaylee Spaney, Gideon Adlon, Lovie Simone, Zoe Luna, Nicholas Galitzine, Michelle Monaghan, and David Duchovny. The four leads, Kaylee, Gideon, Lovie, and Zoe, they are in their 20s, but appearance-wise, they look way more convincing as high schoolers than the four leads in the original film, Fairuza, Neve, Rachel, and Robin. So casting-wise, I would say that The Craft Legacy is pretty spot on. Shows like Charmed, both versions, and Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, those are the titles that we basically need to thank for keeping our curiosity and fascination about witches alive all these years. The key is in what you can gain for yourselves by applying these powers, fulfilling our selfish desires, getting that special someone to like us, and getting back at the people who wrong us. Now that is always the fun part about being a witch. And I think The Craft Legacy, for all of its imperfections, does manage to maintain that excitement. Whether it be done through spells or by a flick of the finger, Kaylee, Gideon, Lovie, and Zoe do look like they're having the time of their lives, acting like they can control or bend anything or anybody to their will. The script, on the other hand, is a hot mess. I appreciate Zoe Lister-Jones's effort to make this movie different while keeping the spirit and some of the elements of the original film intact. But even after this film goes through its third act, it's still having difficulties letting us in on what the villain and the climactic battle are all about. I'm a big fan of David Duchovny, but it's painful watching him be put in this situation. His performance gives out an agonizing experience, like an actor who wonders how on earth did he get to this point in his career. The writing also feels lazy. Many of the dialogues would cut short, like they can't wait to wrap things up without giving it a proper reckoning. The Craft Legacy struggles to build up a momentum that would progress the story substantively. So when you've eventually reached the back half of the film, you're like, well, I guess we're here now. The whole thing is just all over the place. I like that the Craft legacy ties into the original film at the end, but the question is, at what cost?